And she's happy for me, right? Hey, my man. What can I get for you? I'll have a latte and yeah.
I ain't doing shit. I'm just up looking at TV, so I thought I'd come online. Just say hi to my subscribers. I've been trying to figure out why my phone won't hold a charge. I didn't really watch the Cowboy game, but I did watch just like, what, 3 minutes when the kicker kicked and the Cowboys beat the Giants. I don't fuck with the NFL. I've been watching and looking at football. I mean, not football, but boxing. Charles, I was looking at Charleston White online. He used to go on the nuts in Miami, talking about that man that got murdered. That shit crazy. It's easy to see. It don't even impress me. I ain't clout chasing. I could put so much shit together with other content creators' information, but I ain't chasing views. It's bad enough I lay here and I know what's going on. I got my enemies and the people lusting for me everywhere around me. I'm fucking happy as a motherfucker, man. I did it. But I gotta stay in my zone, you know what I mean? I'm gonna get up. I was gonna order something. I still might. Go to my usual. I don't know. I had such a good breakfast yesterday. That shit was fire. I got food in the refrigerator I'm not even eating. I normally would be eating right now something from my house. Let's see how much. I just feel great, man. God bless me. I swear to God to you, man. And I keep using God. It's nobody else's name to bring up because at the end of the day, we get the fuck up off this planet. We don't owe no other person no validation about our walk in life. There's some people on this earth that will never figure it out. It's so anointing to you when you do figure it out. If you don't figure it out, I'm sorry. I feel so sorry that you live in the flesh, that you're never ever able to reach a point of basking in the spiritual realm. It's so disturbing and disgusting when you sit around and you fumble in the flesh, chasing and lusting in the flesh. Because life is so much more than just words. Man, it is. It's such a deeper inner peace when you meditate and fast. You don't have to front. You don't have to fake. You don't have to cap. It's such a luxury. It's better than being smarter than everybody else. It's better than that. You don't have to search for, oh, I need to be this. I need to not do that. You know, when you don't know who you are, you overwhelm yourself with a deep struggle, living in a demonic and demon state. You're fighting to exhaustion to make other people know you and think you are something that you're not. You're just playing a role. This is like a waste of time. It is a waste of time. You're so, you're such a, how can I explain it? Infidel. Somebody had said that to me one time, an African. Not about me. He's, he was using his words in an incorrect way about a battery. And it alarmed me how he was from Africa. He used that. He said, and I still remember it. That's what's so shocking. There's certain statements that people can make that just don't make no sense. Inferior. And I was like, dog, I understand how London people from London talk and people from Africa talk with their slang and odd way they speak with words. Inferior. Infidel. But, yeah, this shit moved too fast for me. I pulled out. YouTube don't mean that much to me no more. I might even just stop doing this shit, sharing my life. But I know there's somebody out here who's listening and needs to hear my voice of reasoning. And I'm not even trying to kick no more wisdom. I'm just exhausted with it all. I just lay here with, like, my energy level is drained because the demons are around. There's a real demon somewhere between these four walls around me that's draining me. And a lot of times when I come in the room, I always live like in a certain paranoia. And I say this, and I'm just going to share it with you all. Now, I can get up right now and show you everything that's around me and continue to entertain y'all, which I might do in a minute here. I don't know. So don't think I'm just laying here, uh, like I can't get up and sit up, go warm something up, or order something. Can even cook if I wanted to. I can do whatever. I'm trying to get y'all to a deeper understanding, my subscribers, mine, which YouTube obviously the moderators there, white Anglo-Saxons or the East Indians or whoever, they fucking won't let my channel grow. They have me on, they have me blackballed. I can't get no traction or no movement. And I upload all the time. They'll send out no notifications. I'm somewhere in purgatory, in the deepest attics, that even the people all over the world, I have people coming here from different countries saying, yo, what's up? I listen to your music. I don't see really nobody else coming over here wanting to fuck with me except two things. One is trolling. Two is listening to me rap, gangster rap, about life in the struggle, from the hood to the stage, in every single rap for over 15 to 20 years on YouTube. I've been rapping the same song in a circle with my imagination, with no pen and paper, through this phone. Every single song, except for the song for the ladies, are the same thing. And I do that on purpose. Either I'm talking about the first song I ever made, which is always called Everybody Got a Story to Tell. And that's when I knew I could rap. I said, oh shit. One day I was just sitting and I started rapping. That was my first song on YouTube. Not ever. But I was like, let me just kick this shit. And that's what I did. But I knew I could rap before that, but I wasn't taking it serious. I needed to blow my nose. I need everything to be right. But once you start talking, everything starts to go wrong. But again, I'll come in the room and I'll say cease and desist. I plead the fifth. You're not allowed to record me and monitor me. Because I have people next door to me right now in this room, right here. When I go outside this door, if I walk from the elevator to my room, there's somebody in this room in real life that's tiptoeing around here from my headboard. Every time I go to the bathroom, they go in there and they're listening to me back and forth, back and forth. If I walk outside and show y'all I'm here live and put their door number up there, there's somebody in that fucking room that's monitoring me. I can't make this up if I wanted to. I'm not fucking lying. I can open up this curtain. There's people down there right now. I'm gonna show you. Watch this. It's not a fucking lie. There's people down here. That's monitoring and watching me. It could be over there in that car. It could be there in that window. Over there. Somewhere. Out of all these vehicles. It'll be right there recorded. You see right there? Recorded. I'll show you. And that could be my paranoia. It could be unhealthy paranoia. Or it could be real. Y'all don't know. But this happens on TV all the time. It could be somebody watching. You know? It's right up there in that window right there. Could be somebody, a pervert. You know what I mean? Watching people's feet. Turn on your light, turn off your light. You know, I don't know about satellites and shit. That's some goofy shit, right? You think. Like there's a point right down here where you can actually see the light come on and off. They can know what time I come in the building. Everything. Like I said, I'm right here. I can turn this light on, and every time I move around, every time I talk, there's somebody following me. That ain't no bullshit. No? That's creepy? Y'all think that's creepy? That's the way it's done. Private investigators do shit like that. If I can think it, it's being done. I'm watching this movie. I've seen this twice. But when they want to do surveillance on you, they'll go out the way and do anything. I had this guy at my job. I ain't lying, it was Friday and I'm still pondering over that shit. This motherfucking Mexican come running up to me. I normally don't share no shit like this. There's a lot of shit that go on at my job that I have to be in charge of. I have a serious responsibility to take care of. And I don't take it for granted. I don't take it for granted. If y'all want a better view, I can get up and sit at the table. I'm just laying around being lazy. If you don't like to see what you're seeing, I can put it on like that. So I put it on like that and just talk. But he come running up to me. I mean, this motherfucker come running up to me 100 miles an hour. Speaking to me about, what would you do? What would you, it's a grown ass man, yo, all in my face. What would you do? I mean, I can understand a female, but a man, and I'm thinking this dude's tough. They got everybody spooked out here, man. And even men, the bitch in them is coming out. They ain't really about that life. Or they work so much they don't do nothing but get bits and pieces of what's going on in society, and it's scaring the fuck out of them. What would you do, man? I need to know. What would you do? Take the mask off. I want to see. I want to read your lips. Take the mask off. I want to. I need to know. I need to know. I'm like, I really wanted to show his ass. He had me on guard because he was tripping. But I'm gonna talk to my manager, and something ain't right. Something ain't right. talk to my manager and his manager and see how we can help him. Because I'm only one person, I can't be everywhere at one time. However, I've positioned myself, and at all times I'm on alert. But I position myself that I put a stronghold on where I think the problematic areas are. And that's causing disturbance for a lot of situations during my time at work. And people don't like it, especially because I'm black. Ooh, you know what? They hate the flesh, the color of flesh. I'm not talking about any flaws that I might have. That's normal with life. And it may look abnormal with others. I'm talking about the position I have with the color I am. Ooh, they be so mad. And then you have to realize also, there are a lot of people who know who I am. And they won't make themselves revealed. But they're watching me as well. If I was famous, they'd be riding my nuts. Riding my nuts. The only reason I have people like Willie D, the Star Report, Tariq Nasheed, Vicky Diller, uh, Jason Black. These people come to Dallas. They come to Fort Worth. They've been around me. They wanted to talk to me. I had people track me down. When I used to be wow like Charleston White, right here in Dallas. I mean in DFW. That's what they call it, Dallas Fort Worth area. Wow, I got so many. You all listen to what I'm saying. When I was not in this bullshit area I'm in, I've had the same IP for the entire time. The same information for the entire time on YouTube. Every fucking police officer who is from Hurricane Katrina all the way until now, 20 to some years, I've been with the same information on YouTube from when I reached the reunion arena, which is torn down. I came here on a Southwest flight for free. I got off the bus and the cameras were waiting outside the bus. I came off the bus. First of all, I was crying like a bitch while I was on the Southwest Airlines, and the stewardess sat down with me and held my hands, a white woman. She's really a mixed, but she's mixed with Hispanic, but she's majority white, hold my hands like I was thinking she wanted to give me some sex. She was crying with me, holding my hand. When I got off the plane, got on the bus, the news station was right there. I didn't know they were going to walk up to me and start talking to me. I was just telling them exactly, because I lived in at the airport underneath, well, in the garage area, in my car the entire time from the beginning to the end of Hurricane Katrina. I'm going backwards, telling the story all backwards. I was working at Harris Casino pulling the cars from down in Valet all the way up to the upper parts of the garage in the visitors parking. And it's only like 5 minutes away from downtown in the French Quarter, Harris Casino, the casino. I would part-time on call working at Harris, doing valet parking and some other things. Uh, Working with the big money and it's called hard cash and soft cash. But and I was doing a little bit of if you will, investigations about people stealing. And yeah, so I was like the last few cars, they needed somebody to pull them up. So these are high end cars. So I did that, turned all the keys and left them in the car, whatever. And I was on my way in my personal car back to my where I lived at in Kidder, which is only like 10 minutes away. And on my way back, there was no fucking body on the interstate. So I got back to where I live at. The next day is when the hurricane started coming in. So I said, I'm not going to stay where I'm at. I was on Kansas Avenue in Williams. I went over to the airport and I just buckled down, or how you say it, and I sat there through the whole storm. So all that time I was dealing with the uh, the airport community, and they were living in the hotel. All the stewardess and staff and everything. But and that's what I'm getting at. After the hurricane ended, there was like a couple of days where we stayed there. We saw the aftermath, and this African he came running up to me with a freaking ice cooler. And he said to me, New Orleans, it's flooded. It's not, it's water everywhere, I said, well, how did you get over here? Because Kira wasn't that flooded as bad. There was pockets of flooding. He says, I floated over here. I was laughing my ass off because we weren't seeing this on TV until the power came on. And people were coming looking nasty and shitty and smelling. And we was like, what the hell? But yeah, he was one of the survivors. And he had a cooler in his hand, and he said he floated all the way over here. I was just taking him as a joke until we started getting that power on and we started seeing it on television. All of a sudden, we were like, damn, we made everything around us was tore up and knocked down, but we didn't actually flood. When the levees broke, that's when in New Orleans it just did its thing. But I'm gonna go forward. So I'm on the bus after the plane ride over there for free. They say you can go anywhere you want one way. It don't matter where you go. You get on Southwest Airlines, you go anywhere, even international, for free. I get off the plane, and then he got me on the bus, and then the microphones come on, and I start speaking about out, and that's when I became a target. In that entire time since I've been here, I've had nothing but law enforcement eye on me, for the good and bad. Now, there's some situations that have happened where I had to protect myself, but I was never no, you know, I never did no crimes, but I was a wild boy running around this motherfucker not obeying and bowing and talking reckless. Because I didn't come from that cloth of hold your head down and I speak up. And every job I went on, I made it where it's like, it's just me speaking my mind. I made it so I climbed all the way up to as much as that building had. And if it don't have enough for me, I'm out. I follow no fucking rules. And I always made it where you either gonna give me the opportunity to be in a position in a room with leadership or I'm gone. So I always was moving around. And then there's a job that I consistently always did where no matter what, I have to have legal documentation and be on paper. So that's why I always scream out, I have diplomatic immunity in my community when I used to rap because I'm on paper. Not just child support, but I'm really on fucking paper. I grew up never, it's Kod Testimonies, by the way, for those of you all who don't know. I never ever in my life met my mother and father. All I've ever been through and been around is institutions. That's it. I'm born and groomed in life from institutional environments, in and out of group homes, foster homes. And I'm here on this earth by myself all my fucking life. I have no flesh and no blood that I know about. I did at one point try to go back to the state in which I was born and try to find my birth parents. And that shit was fire, bro. They treated me like I was a god. I went to every media outlet. I went to every newspaper, every radio station, every church, everybody, even the hospital. They say I was born in and tried to find vital statistics to pull up the information. Oh, doofy old racist white women didn't want to do their work. That was in 1990 something. Wait, 1990 when I started college. 96. I think it was 1998. Yeah. When I went back to try to find my birth family. And that shit was fire, man. They opened up the whole city for me. Put me in the newspaper, put me on the radio, all the churches. I had people in big groups come out. Then I went over to St. Louis. That shit was fire. I was an active motherfucker, man. I was a wild boy. It was big, I went to big parties. I sat and like, they had a party for, who was the rapper at that time in St. Louis? I still remember it to this day. Nelly. Yeah. I went to a big ass party with Nelly. It was up on stage and shit. And the Lunatics, I remember them. They had concerts out there in the streets and in clubs. Always shootouts. Always black folks wrecking the shit. I mean, it's just what it is. But and I'd go around youth centers. I'd go to churches, and I would speak. And radio stations and rap. I was just getting the word out that I didn't check in, but I was checking in to make my presence felt because I was trying to. At one time in my life, I really was trying to be an entertainer, and I made it to Hollywood. And there was this guy. I don't know if y'all heard about him. Was uh, I'm telling the story in all kinds of fucked up ways. I really want to tell it one day. But the guy that was on WKRP in Cincinnati, the black guy, his name was Tim Reed. Tim Reed. He's the one that gave me my first opportunity to be whatever I wanted in life. When I was in college, high school, really middle school, at Champion Middle School in Columbus, Ohio, with over at Beatty Recreational Center with Buster Douglas before he met Mike Tyson. He was sparring inside the gym at Beatty Recreational Center. All this shit is documented. I'm just telling you all the wrong fucking ways. He was in the gym sparring, and I used to go there every single day religiously. I'd go lift weights at YMCA, and then I'd go to Bay Recreational Center and box. And he came there one day, and the cameras were there. This is before he went to Tokyo to fight Mike Tyson. And I was there just fumbling around, bullshit. Me and my brother Kango. And I met Buster Douglas. And we was kicking it. Then he got on camera and he was talking with you. Nobody knew him. He was a nobody. It's in Columbus, Ohio. So what I'm trying to tell y'all is that I was a loudmouth. So my adopted father, who met Tim Reed, had Tim Reed fly down to Ohio, and we were living off of Woodland Avenue, and he came and sat down with us and talked to us. And I came home one day from the YMCA, and he was talking on the couch with my father. He was like, out of all the people, he said, come here. I want you to meet somebody. He said, you know who this man is? I was like, nah, I don't know him. He said, this is an actor in Hollywood. He play on TV. I'm going to have him put you through school. I was like, all right then. I ain't believing, I'm just all up in his face. Like, who you? Who you? I seen you before. I'm all in checking his pockets and shit, trying to get money out of him. He gave me $100 bills. I'm the first man ever gave me $100 bill just like that. I ran upstairs telling everybody, oh, I got money, I'm rich. We went to the store and shit. But yeah, he told me, and he kept to his word. And he put me all the way through school. And but I did a lot more than just that. But what I'm trying to get at is just that, yeah, man, it's a lot of shit that went on. So I was working in Hollywood, working on movies, But I did a lot of things. I'm being disturbed because I got shit on my other phone right here taking my attention. Damn. My job is trying to ask me some shit. Let me text him. It's too late, man. This is, if y'all think about it, this is the time when I'm coming back. I mean, Uber ride coming back. So, but you think about all the people in the world, and y'all think about all the people in the world, right? And if you one of the chosen ones, and this white supremacy, which is in charge, they should be blessed to know that we know that they're in charge and they're going around and fucking over everybody. And they can do it, but we can't do it. If you think about all that shit, and you're one of the chosen ones, don't you think that you'll become a target? You'll become a target where they want to like hold you down for the good or the bad. Why would they follow you? Why would they want to be in your life if you're a nobody? Terrence Crawford was saying something similar to that. You're a nobody. Ain't nobody gonna be interested in you. They wouldn't take the time and energy to fuck with you and try to trap you and stop your motivation and try to hold you down. Why would they do that? And I got proof. You can't just say stuff and not have proof. I got proof. I got paperwork. There's computers. There's technology that has all this information on it. If you ever take me to a court of law and I have private investigators that bring the information in the courtroom, it will show you my coordinates or where I'm at. And in the background, it will show you the information. It will all add up. So I'm not gonna say things just to be saying things. Because the last thing I want to do is be phony. But yeah, man, that dude was losing his fucking mind. It's been on my mind ever since. He needs to get checked. I'm gonna call my boss and have him checked out. 'Cause we don't want unhealthy people around. Yeah, get checked out. Make sure he's okay. Because that's not the first time he did that. He did that second. This is the second time. I do have people who're scared and they need assistance. You should be scared too. The society is out of control. And now that we have the internet, people are really doing and saying whatever they want to say. I told y'all, man, I really, I really know I am better than I ever was. And It may not amount to nothing for you who don't know me, but it makes me feel so good that I was able to escape. Because again, if I was to put this in the correct order of things in a book, this shit would be a number one seller. It sure the fuck would. Man, I even see how the development of the whole story would go. It was supposed to be a movie. It was called The Children of Pride. We had did documentaries on it with Tim Reed. He did a couple of them. When my adopted father went on the Oprah Winfrey show and the Rolanda show, uh, we were starting, because I used to drive him everywhere he go, we were starting that book. We were starting that movie. And it was in the works. We went to HBO Showtime and shopped the pilot and because there was different ways. We had actually PBS, and I think it was Encyclopedia and some other shows that came down and put cameras all over our house. We was in a big mansion. It was really a nursing home, and they had put uh, cameras all over the house, and we were on TV for like maybe it was an entire week. I can't. Shit was moving so fast. I'm telling this story, but the honest truth is, I was living it. I was living it, but I was in them streets so fucking bad in Ohio and New York that I can't get it across to y'all. How like I was on the road to destruction before I went to Scare Straight. I'm on the first episode of Scare Straight. The first episode they ever did. I'm on there for real as a young boy. They took us through the whole jail shit. Left us in that jail for the entire fucking time. Scaring the fuck out of us. Like we were in boot camp. They came in the middle of the night, snatched us out of bed, put bags over our head, threw us in a van, and they drove us all the way out in the country to some big penitentiary. I don't know the name of it. I just haven't did the investigation and go all the way back to the archives of Scare Straight to pull up that information for y'all to see. But so many areas, man, I used to live on 139th Street in New York City and be on all the Spike Lee movie sets. I used to, you know what I mean? And I'd help with prop setting. Spike Lee's like a little midget. He's a little crazy, funny walking little midget. Big old buff, big old pop bottle eyes with glasses. Walk around all doofy. And he'd have all of us come outside and do like, he'd pay us. We'd eat free. When they do like, I don't want to talk about all this shit, but man, I had a good fucking time. Like, man, it's too much to talk about. Like I said, I know what time it is. It's a lot of shit. That's why I can lay. I've been all over the fucking United States. I've been in and out this country to Africa, to Spain, Cayman Islands. I've lived a beautiful life. I've fucking enjoyed myself. I've had so many girlfriends that I can't even count. I had to stop before I caught AIDS. I didn't want to catch AIDS, so I stopped. I disciplined myself enough to say, fuck all that. Some of these girls want to pull guns out of you, try to kill you, get you incarcerated, get domestic violence put on you, have their family members try to beat you up and kill you, set you up, poison you. You motherfucking hoes crazy. Out of all of them, the black women are the craziest ones. But there are, I've dated different races of women. But I stopped that shit, man. Because the police, they always want to take their side. Mm-mm. No, man. But I need just a sample of my life. Just bits and pieces, a window to look. Like when you say you want to do something, you do it. When you want to try to become somebody, jealousy, man. People around you can't stand you or they love you so much that they want to be you. And if you can't give them enough, they try to hurt you. When that boxer said, I walk this earth like a god, Charles, I forgot his name. Uh, he was for real, I think. And when you feel that energy that nobody can touch you, that's what you feel. It's Caucasian men walk around like that in a barbaric state with white supremacy, with no fucks given every single day. And they have temper tantrums on the job and off the job. Mental fucking collapses and meltdowns. And it's allowed. Let a black man do that shit and they'll be in there with SWAT to arrest your ass. They literally tear up the fucking job, throwing shit, kicking shit, cussing people out. They do whatever they want to be superior by no fucks given. I lived with them, and growing up, I was raised by them. I've been around them. From 4 years old until 13 years old, white folks raised me. And I know what they're like. So it's my most fundamental years. Fundamental years of development. And it's by Caucasians. Remember that man adopted me at 13 years old. I was in Catholic orphanages. And every time they went to try to put me in an adoptive home, the majority of it was with white folks. The only time for 2 years I went to live with this family that tried to adopt me called the Banks in Defiance, Ohio. And they used to beat the living shit out of me. There was upper class white folks, black folks. And the father worked for UPS as an upper management. And the wife, she was a teacher, but she was part-time. She stayed home. And I'm talking about Oh my God. I had two sisters. One was like five, and the other was like 13. And I think I was, what, 9 years old at that time? I ran away from there. They tried to be a good family to me. You know, they tried. I was too emotionally disturbed to stay with them. I couldn't sit still and be still. I just couldn't. I wasn't built for family structure. Everything they wanted to do, I always fucked it up. I just remember that. Couldn't teach me nothing. I wouldn't discipline. I wouldn't bond with them. I didn't want nothing to do with them. Nothing. I was an animal. I was a fucking animal. I do remember, like I always say in my raps, I came out feet first, and my mama was an alcoholic. She had me, and she was a drunk, and my father was from the Air Force. He was like a big guy in the Air Force, meaning somebody. She was like a. My mother was like living in a bootlegger's house. From what I recall, they had it in the paperwork, in my records. When you get adopted, they have a. I mean, when you're in foster care, they have a paper that follows you everywhere, like a file that follows you everywhere. Uh, and I got a hold of that file and I read up on it. But yeah, she was incoherent, laid on the motherfucking streets. And they rushed her to the hospital, but they had me in the car. Couldn't make it to the hospital. So they had a next of kin who picked me up and brought me back after I was born. But she kept me until I was about 4 years old, and she couldn't handle me. She used to beat the fuck out of me every day. And I finally was I was in her car one day. I'm telling the story all kinds of fucked up ways. And I was sitting there playing with the pedal, and she had the car and she ran inside. And I kept pressing that pedal and pulling on the side of the car. That's where the gear shift was. And I pressed the pedal and pulled on the side of the car because I used to watch her do it all the time. And I ran into the car. Bam! That was in front of us. She drugged me out that car, broke a branch off, and just beat the shit out of me. I was fighting her back, biting her, clawing her. And she took me and walked me down the street. And she looked both ways. And she opened her hand up and told me to run across the street. I ran across the street. She dug down and ran. Bam! I got hit by a fucking car. Flew up in the air in the intersection. And the only way I lived is that I hit this gate. Pow! And I fell to the ground and that broke my flight. And it was to a baseball field. And I hit the ground. And everybody came up. Somebody's washing clothes or something like in the sink. I could smell it and it's fucking my nose. And they all came around me. That's when they took me to the hospital and woody woo woo. And the lady that came to the hospital was from Ohio. That's how I ended up in Ohio. She was a social worker. And she was coming down doing a case study in a placement of another child, and she came to the hospital and picked me up and said, "I'll take him with me. I'll do whatever it takes." So that's how I ended up in Ohio. And mom in Toledo, Ohio, Mom and Children's Center. Yeah, it's called it the Village. I need to get up and blow my nose. I used to get in fights in the village every day. Every day. Every day. I mean, I just wake up and they tell us to set the table. They teach us how to do things. They had us institutionalized. Tell us to set the table, teach us formation, it was a well-to-do, it was not no bullshit. It was Catholics, all nuns raised me. I tear that motherfucker up when I got in my mood swings. Yeah, somebody doing some motherfucking sabotage shit, man. Feels like chemical warfare. It smells like ammonia in this bitch. First it was like electrical waves. Now it's like ammonia in this bitch. Like, you know how they do war type of shit? Somebody's over there doing some war tactics. It's real strong smell of like ammonia and bleach. Like a person can't afford to wash their clothes, so they fucking wash it in a tub or the sink or something. It's seeping through the fucking walls. I don't have my air conditioner on right now, so I can't like blow that shit up in the air. It's burning my eyes. Or maybe it's right below me. It's kind of like the wash machine suit, I think. So it could be that. God, dog, that shit's strong as fuck. I ain't trying to kill me. There's a possibility that's what criminal warfare is all about. Damn. It's called what is it called? They do that shit with prisoners, psychological torture. God damn, boy, that bleach is strong. That ammonia is strong. I know some women who are Mexican use that type of shit. It's clean. Yeah, it might be. Yep, I mean, it's creeping around. The story time I come in, I'll be up rapping and eating. A lot of the Spanish women use those type of old school shit. They covering up their periods. You can't block the smell of that stank and shit. still watching TV. But yeah, I'm sharing with my subscribers, man. I ain't no fake one, nigga. This is real, nigga. This is the best of the best. I've lived my life. But everybody has their period of time on earth where they do what they do, and their time is gone, and it's other people's time. You know, I think this shit's called The Wedding or something. Her crazy ass. She always hollering in the movies. I can choose anything I want to eat. Got it like that. I'm gonna call my boss in a minute here and talk to him, see how he doing. Just check in with him. He gonna cuss me out. He's a little thug, wannabe thug. But yeah, he's a true crip. He ain't no fake one. Yeah, there's generations that come before us. This is their time now, and it's so bullshit that these people on this earth have to figure out. They gotta figure it out for themselves. Only thing you can do is live your best life. I don't want to talk y'all to death, but I talk for almost a fucking hour. It ain't always got to be sensationalized. I can get up and do whatever I want to bring y'all some sort of visuals. But some people like the sound of my voice. I give y'all my life story, man. I'm transparent. I don't have nothing to hide. I'm gonna give y'all another inside scoop real quick. Every fucking day, there's bodies that I see that come and go. The real touching with my eyes, not hands, but my eyes and my spirit sees and feels with my spirit that I have to have a certain numbness to. That I see people come in with all different types of behavior, whether they're crying or they're in celebratory mode, and in different levels. But you know you get financial compensation for the death. Some people take it real, and some people take it fake, as in terms of their way of expressing how they feel about uh, that person, how they live their life. Some of them be like, I can't, I'm so glad they're gone. And then some of them can't let go. They can't let go. They break down and they cry and they're hurting in deep turmoil. And then you have families that come around and they really are at fisticuffs. They don't like each other, but they have to sit around and they come together and they have to deal with that. But I'm gonna tell you what, we all gotta go. My first job after I graduated from Norfolk State University, and I did my intern on a mental health facility, I worked in a hospital. It was the only last black hospital. It was on campus. And I went downstairs to do an intake of bringing a patient in. Well, not a patient, what they call a detox patient, or client, or person checking themselves in for suicide or homicide or drugs. And I went down there with the questionnaire to ask them, are you homicidal? Do you feel suicidal? Do you feel like hurting yourself? Blah, 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 whatever. And they was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. So I admitted. Well, I told them, yeah, we'll take you in. As I'm walking them up the elevator, the transporter Ask me. This is in Virginia now, Norfolk, Virginia. The hospital is no longer there. They knocked it down, built some other shit. And asked me, he asked me, can I come down and help him bring a white woman to the morgue? They actually had a morgue there. And that was my first time ever carrying a dead body. And I was like, oh my fucking goodness. And that shit was crazy because she didn't have nobody coming. Take care of the proper way. We just put a blanket over her. And y'all know how, just don't worry about all that shit. Took her to the morgue inside the house. But we all gotta go. We're gonna be tagged, foot tagged, and we gotta go. When I used to work for the program called Fathers in Training in Virginia, and this is the last thing I'm gonna talk about. I would do well, I say we because there was three other guys, and we would do an introductory group. We'd have a bronze group. We'd have a silver group. We'd have a gold group, and we'd have an alumni group. But when you first come in, you move from the introductory group to see if you're going to really stay in the program. And you move to the bronze group, and when we meet outside, and everybody just talking or whatever. We go and we sit down, and we have a conversation. We sit in a big ass circle. And then we stand up, we pray, and we break off into other groups where we'd ask each other what we did throughout the week. There'd be about 9 or 10 of us together in a circle, and then as the week go on, it gets bigger and bigger. But we break off into different little groups, and we counsel. I used to have a curriculum, and the curriculum that I built called it, it was like if I'd go to my funeral and I was a person, what would they say at my eulogy? And everybody would talk about what they said at their eulogy. Or what they hear a person saying at their eulogy. And eulogy is a speech to talk about your life, or what you went through, or what people say about you when they think about you. And I mean, you got people, grown ass men, come from all financial ways of life. Now they be court ordered to come over there. Some of them come over like I'd recruit and go pick them up out the hood, or I'd go to their job and find them, or I'd just be walking up the street or go to different places and give out my card and tell them, hey, come to Fathers in Training, come to Fathers in Training. And they sit down in a group. Some that stay, some wouldn't, throughout the whole course. But we know after the bronze group and after we break out into groups if you're going to make it or not. If you couldn't make it past that, if that was too much for you, because it takes a certain amount of bullshit out you to be more than what you ever were if you got the right counselor. I do have one more thing to say before I get off here. In my first year of grad school, I had a black fucking African that fucked with me. Ooh, to this day I want to beat his ass. He took and pushed me further than I could ever go. Talking about some of my trust issues. It wouldn't let me up on stand surface. Now mind you, we're in front of people. In order to be have a master's in social work, you got to go deep introspectively speaking about your demons and opening up. And that shit would hurt so fucking bad. You'd be damn near like, felt like with your emotions, you were kind of like taken advantage of because you would have to really speak it and relive it. That's just sensitive to some people, and some people take it as a joke. Counseling is very important for your mental health and the way in which you walk in this life. Some people are demonic and demon and they walk in life because they never ever spoke about it and pulled out all that baggage they have. And some things are not meant to be talked about. Less said is more. That's why you have to be careful with the bitch you get with too, man. Some of them are not women. They don't know how to handle it. And they've been so traumatically traumatized that they got shit you can't handle. I'm talking about all kinds of shit to y'all, man. I need to be up at it. I appreciate y'all, man. One of these, this is for my subscribers. I don't even know if I'm gonna let this shit go up this real time, but yeah, man, it's life we live, man. Just enjoy it to the best of your ability. I was working with this New York police officer. His name was Calvin. He's cool as fuck, but he always would repeat my conversation, so I didn't take too well with that. I hate people who do that. When you speak in communication, there's a sender and there's a receiver. Some people, all they do is send, they never listen. And then some people are great listeners. All they do is receive and they never speak. But when you have the combination down correctly, a sender and receiver, you have a conversation. Well, this guy, he's an ex-New York police officer, and he's a big tough guy. He knew jiu-jitsu and all this and that. Every time I talked to him, he would get closer and closer and closer to me. And in terms of like wanting to hear my voice, wanting to hear me talk to him, because I would help him out with his problems, if you will. But he'd always repeat my words and say the exact same thing I said right back to him. I said, dog, you're not receiving anything. You're just repeating my conversation right back to me. But one thing that he did say to me that was so profound that I keep to this day, he said to me, try to remember it. He said, self-preservation. That's what he said. He's selfish now, but he utilized the word self-preservation. So I remember that. And I've been using that word ever since. That's how I was able to get focused on loving me, paying attention to me, and focused on like I let it all go in spirit. I mean the flesh world. And I started meditating. I started doing deep dives and understanding me and started leaving this fucking flesh alone. I don't have to prove nothing to y'all. I don't need your validation. I don't need nothing for y'all. The haters are the ones that fuck with me. I don't fuck with them. They try to capture us. And they're doing a good job. These white Anglo-Saxon supremacists. They're doing a good job. I'm out, man. I got some business shit to take care of, but you know I'd be doing my shit. Y'all see my number. Y'all see the reason why my platform's not growing. Nobody's cash apping me. Throughout this phone, there's entities that have my IP on lock. That's your footprint. I'm in the deepest, the hell of YouTube. The hell, down deeper, down, below the hell, 24 hours a day. I'm monitored and tracked. They would never let my channel reach the potential that it has to be. I told y'all there was a fucking woman on YouTube just standing there playing with her hair. She got 4,000 subscribers in less than, like, I don't know how. In less than, I can't get nobody to, to subscribe to me with all this content over 10 to 15 to 20 fucking years of being on YouTube, and they're utilizing my shit for free. Commercials, ads. I can't get ads in it for free. I'm the trap guy. KOD Testimonies. #1 underground trap rapper in North Texas. That's my alter ego. Y'all know who I am in real life. What I do and what I say matches. No catfish. No faking the fuck. I am who I say I am.